your in-text citation practice assignment tomorrow, I wanted to give you this video to kind of help show you what you should be doing. So what you're looking at here is a works cited page. And I know you read about this in your second task for the escape room. So a works cited is where you take all of the important source information and list it in alphabetical order. This, though, is a lot of information to put inside your papers, which is why instead you use in-text or parenthetical citations within the paragraphs that you write or your essays right after you put a quote. So for what I'm going to do for each of these is show you how you would make an in-text citation. So I'm actually going to start with the second one here because it's the most standard. So if you look here, okay, the fact that this first line is not indented shows you where a new source is beginning. The first line always goes out to the side, and then the opposite of a paragraph, the second line and any line after it is indented, okay? So if I was looking at this and I needed to make an in-text citation, what you need to realize is that you always put the last name of the author first on a works cited citation. So we know that in an in-text citation, we're going to put author's last name. So right here, if I were making an in-text citation for this source, here's what I would do. Okay, so put the end quotes. If you want to go like this, if that helps you, go ahead. Then you do a space, parentheses. Now we're going to put the author's last name. Okay, and because no page numbers are listed, I'm just going to make up a page number, 27, okay? And then I put a period. That is the only thing that goes in that in-text citation. No comma in between the author's last name and the page number, and you need to make sure your punctuations are correct. The quotes go before the parentheses start, and the period goes after the parentheses end. Let's try one more. This one also only has one author. So for this in-text citation, just like we did for the last one, we would do quotation marks, ... pretend there's a quote there, end quotes. Then we do our parentheses. Our author's last name must be Ebert because it comes first in the citation. And then this one doesn't have any page numbers either, so I'm going to put 2, and there we go. Okay? Now, if we go down to this source happens to have 2 authors. Let me scroll up on the screen a little bit so you can see. All right. So here we have Harris. And then what they do, it's confusing, but you just got to learn it. For the first author that they list, they do last name, then first name. But for the second author, they write it first name, then last name. So you got to recognize Andrew isn't this person's last name. Okay. So the 2 authors' last names are Harris and Revkin. Okay. So my in-text, just like before, is going to be quotation marks, ... quotation marks again, parentheses, Harris and Revkin, space, no page number was listed, so I'll make one up again, end your parentheses and put the period. Okay, so that's what you do for 2 authors. Now, if we look at our last source up here, okay, if you see that it's starting with something in quotation marks or something that is in italics, that tells you there must not be an author listed for this source. So when there is no author, here's what we're going to do. You are going to put your fake quote, end quotation marks, start your parentheses. And here we're going to list the first few words of the citation. You're going to put it in quotes just like you see it on the works cited page. So avoiding self-organized. Okay, that's enough. They say that they used pages 27 to 36, so we're going to put 35. Pretend that's where our quote came from. Oops, I forgot something. Quotation marks, 35. Okay, and a period. All right, so what you'll notice is if I were writing or reading someone's paper and I came upon this in text citation, I would flip to the works cited page and I would be able to find more information about that source super easily because each in text citation is showing us the first word of the citation. Okay? Last but not least, there aren't any on this works cited page, but what happens if there are 3 or more authors? What you would do is you would list the first author. So I'm going to put quotation marks. Here's our fake quote, end quotes. Then we're going to put, so say the guy's name is Rodriguez. Okay, that's the first author. So we write Rodriguez, and then we write this Latin phrase, et al. That stands for and all others. Okay, and then I'm going to make up a page number and do this. So anytime that you have multiple authors, 3 or more, you're going to list it like this. Now, use this information here to go to the in-text citation practice on the website and create in-text citations of your own.